I got my Moscato celebrating that Mosca that landed on Pence's head. Yes, I am live from the motherland. I am in Puerto Rico, but it's dark outside, so I couldn't show you the view. Yeah, if you're not following me on Instagram or Facebook, then you didn't see my little video dedicated to Mosky. I called him Mosky because fly in Spanish is mosca, so I called him Mosky, and I was thanking Mosky. I was like, Mosky, good looking, bro. You took one for the team, man. Go get a COVID test. You know what I'm saying? And if he laid any eggs on Pence's head, Pence better carry it full term. That's all I'm saying. So it's wonderful to be here. New Eurekan Poets Cafe open mic. We have a beautiful lineup tonight. Beautiful, beautiful lineup tonight. This is our community. This is where we get to exercise our demons, purge our pains, celebrate our glories. It's so beautiful to see all of you. I'm telling you. I am telling you. Let me put the list in the chat there so everyone could see. And let's just get right into it. So, if this is your first time performing ever in your life, please let me know and I will sing the Pop the Cherry song for you. If it's a new poem that you're reciting, please let us know and we will say, what do we say? New shit. Because we celebrate new shit. You know what I mean? And if it's some old shit, we love that too, because for a lot of the time it may be old shit, but it's new to us. But let us know what type of shit it is and we will support you in that shit. I want to thank my sponsors. National Endowment for the Arts, Council of the Arts, New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, New York Community Trust. And if you want to make a donation to the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, my home, where I started as La Bruja back in 1996, just visit neweurekan.org/contribute. And I am your host, La Bruja, the influencer behind this whole Bruja movement. There's a lot of Brujas in the world, but I'm the La Bruja. I'm definitely the first. And I began my career on the open mic 1996 on the stage of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. And now we are living into your living room through Zoom, Facebook Live, YouTube, because during this pandemic, it's the only way that we can still have a way to have our say in a poetic way. But all styles are welcome. We do music, poetry, comedy. You already know. We're about to get into it. And I got some new shit. New shit. It's in my notebook and everything because, I take my notebook just about everywhere. And this is just a little something, little new shit. It's been days since I've woken up to the morning sun, knowing that a new day has begun where a war is being won between the killers and the saviors. What makes a man want destruction so bad that monetary riches and their contradictions turns a being to a villain? What evil plot are they cooking in the kitchen? I know ain't nobody snitching, but this type of silence trickles down to the children, turning everyone into victims. And who are the sick ones, the inflicted or the ones doing the inflicting? All right, all right, all right. So, are we ready to go? Are we ready to flow? Are you ready? Are you ready to get on to the microphone? First, we got DG Clearing, and then we're following it up with Jeff Cottrell. Let's do this. Let's do this, my people. So excited.
Hello, La Bruja. Are you in Puerto Rico this week?
I am in Puerto Rico.
Oh,
I
good
was
for
actually
you. With
I
your
was
dad?
on the beach this morning. Yes, it was
Oh, good for
lovely.
you.
I was cleaning off all that Kool-Aid that haters be throwing, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people done drank the Kool-Aid out there, you know what I mean? So I had to wash it off, salts of the sea. So how are you,
I
DG?
am very good. Thanks for having me here. So, I have one poem for you tonight. I live just a mile from quite a few farms. They've been particularly hard hit from COVID-19 due to shutdowns from processing plants, restaurants, schools, civic and concert events, and so much more. There are very few jobs outside the farms in rural areas. The stress on farming families has been so hard and severe. This is just one of those stories. This is Dad's note. Dad's note. We had a good run. The farm's been in the family for 7 generations. So it's a process. Our first crop was corn. The original house is still standing. Mike and Sue will have a good life there. Mom was a fine woman. I miss her every day. I'm proud of all of you. John, you become a great businessman. Your children are mindful and well-behaved. Sue, against my will, you went to college. It's the best thing you could have ever done. What a great Hertz person you've become, and that's really hard to say. Paul, your oldest, just started college. Noah, named for the greatest shepherd of all. You are wise, and you'll keep our flock together. I've tried my best to provide for all of you, to teach you about God and family and farming. You all have your opinions, but are respectful. We are herds people. Again, that's hard to say. We take care of our animals. This is a noble profession. We feed the nation and beyond. Be proud of that. I am. COVID came. It's been hard on all of us. The packing plant closed 3 weeks ago. There's hard choices that have to be made. I put down 2,719 sows today. I had to save the farm. The hardest decision that I've ever made. Please, please forgive me. I will miss you all. I love you, Dad. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. It's so hard to watch you cry and not want to cry with you, you know?
Oh, you can cry with me. That's okay. It's a tough life out here in the farms. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
For your vulnerability and for your heart. Thank you so much. And I'm sending you and your family such positive vibes.
Thank you. Thank you.
You think of my abuelito, you know, we always
yeah.
grew up with animals and taking care of our animals and
right.
So much love and compassion, which is what this world needs so much more of.
Exactly. Yes.
Thank you.
Love you all. So as far as finding me, I am blessed that I can read at the New Yorkian Poets Cafe every week. Even though I'm an artist and performer, I donate twice a week to make sure that the Poets Cafe can be there through the pandemic. No one asked me to do this. Please, if you can, find in your heart, please make a donation to the cafe. Go to New Yorican Poets Cafe and click on the donate link. And thank you so much. That's how you find it.
Woo!
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
That's what I'm talking about.
Be safe out there. Love you all.
EG, love to you.
Thank you.
See what I'm saying? Wow. This is a community and we just hold each other up. Thank you so much. DG
Thank you.
Opening it up,
Looking forward to everybody.
Woo! Okay, we're gonna keep it going. Let's see what Jeff Cottrell's bringing to the Zoom room right now, all up in your living room.
Hey, so I am bringing a found poem. I wrote a found poem based on lines from the Twitter account Kids Write Jokes. Now there's a website where they take submissions, joke submissions for kids, but the Twitter account is the rejections. So that's what this is, rejected jokes by kids. Kids Write Jokes, a found poem. Hello, idiot. Is your refrigerator leaking? You know it is. You're so old you broke in half. Question, what do you think I am talking about? Something that smells like an elephant's bum, looks like an ogre, and eats rubbish. Answer, you, ha ha! Imagine if a ham fell off the Eiffel Tower. My eyes flew out when I was eating a taco on the toilet. Why did he go to the toilet? Because he is foolish of the world. What's a fish with no eyes? Dead. There were two fish in a bowl, and one fish looked at the other and said, "Fish don't talk." How many fish? Because the sky. How about when there is a silly man? There was a guy who had problems. Every time he laughed, he can't breathe. His friend keeps telling him funny jokes without knowing about this. So the guy with problems is like, "Stop, I can't breathe." So he died. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a shark. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then it ate my whole body. I did not care at all. Doctor, doctor, I think I am a supermarket. Okay, well, I don't want to buy anything. Doctor, doctor, I hit my head. What do you want me to do, stupid? If spiders can't walk, they would be raisins. Did you know what a turkey likes to eat? Probably not turkey. Do you know the chicken who went to the city to buy a hat? How did the chicken survive? Because he ate himself for dinner. What do you get when you cross a T-Rex and a chicken? Nothing but death. How come a chicken didn't eat his sandwich? Because a monkey ate the sandwich. Why did the monkey go to school? Because monkeys don't know anything. Why do monkeys eat banana? Because bananas are not afraid. Why did the banana eat himself? He had nothing. Why did the egg cross the road? Because it was ugly. Why did the frog get the bus to town? He is lazy. What do you call a cat what is broken? Stupid cat. What did the robot say to the centipede? Stop being a centipede. Why did the dragon went camping? What else is he supposed to do? What did the sheep say up a cold mountain? Why am I here? What did the jealous man say to the movie star? You stink, loser. What did Joker say to Batman? You're so stupid. What is the only one thing is Batman scared of? Bats and also the Joker. Why were cowboys invented? Because they're idiots. Who is the old man that have 6 eyes? It is you. Why did the Skittle go bowling? Because he is a part of bowling. What is 70 million plus 22,874,928 plus 74,746 plus 1? Nobody will ever know. A horse walks into a bar. The man says, "Are you an alcoholic?" The horse disappears in a puff of dust and appears at Charing Cross. The girls riding the horse, they all talking and putting on makeup. Then they hated each other. Then they be friends, and they going to sing, and they singing, and everyone is happy. Thank you. Kids Write Jokes, a found poem.
Okay. That was very interesting. Jeff. Thank you for sharing your kid joke poems. I'm trying to think of the jokes that I knew as a kid because I was in the Bronx. So a lot of our kid jokes actually had curses. You'd be surprised.
Oh, I'd love to hear those.
We
Why
used
the
to do,
fucking
like-
chicken across the road?
Yeah.
Get to the fucking side. I don't know. That's how I think.
Like that, shit like that. It was very strange. It was very, very strange. Yeah, I tell people stuff like, like when we would do like the patty cake, like, those kind of games, and it would be like, saw James Brown shitting in the gutter, took a piece of glass, shoved it up his ass, never saw a motherfucker run so fast. Shit like that. I was 8. Disturbing. But thank you, Jeff, so much for sharing. Let's raise our children well and with a good sense of humor. So important. Let everybody know how to follow you, Jeff, and then we're going to go on to Bill Elkins.
All right. I'm easy to find on Facebook and Twitter. I have a website, jeffcottrell.com, with videos and MP3s. I have short fiction published on wattpad.com.
Jeff Cottrell, everybody. Thank you. All right. So let's unmute Bill Elkins.
Can you hear me, La Bruja?
Yes, I can.
Sounds okay? Okay, I like to do a song, an original. It's a song about the Avant-Garde Coffee House that used to exist in Milwaukee, Wisconsin back in the 60s, late 60s. That's where I basically, so to speak, found myself. Started hanging around there because they played folk and blues, and played my first song there at 15. So anyway, it's torn down many years ago, but it's very, very much still in my head. So anyway, I'd like to sing this song that I wrote about that experience. Hope you like it. Stand by. Okay, sorry. Rustic old coffee house, folk music, poetry, intellectual chat. My memories of the 60s, where folk singers and poets had their day. My refuge from Milwaukee's vapid south side. The avant-garde brought folk music into my life. Dylan Oaks, Cohen, Baez, and Seeger. I first heard their songs at the Garde. But folk singer and my friend Jane Doe enraptured me with her singing and her song. Big brown eyes and long brown hair, her songs filled me with melody and desire. Poetic, tuneful, and hypnotic, she captured my imagination and my heart. The Garde moved me from rock to folk music, from electric to acoustic guitar. South side to east side, I'm a refugee from hell. The Garde was a safe haven for me. From ridiculous to sublime, my life it did go, every day during the best years of my youth. Donning long hair and bell-bottom blue jeans, I was an aspiring folkie, you see. Crossing the viaduct to Wisconsin Avenue, I took the Sherman Downer bus to the Garde. As an alienated Southside teen, I first sang at the Garde one cold Wisconsin night. Exhilarated and redeemed, my song for Jane Doe she never heard. Alas, my dear friend was not there. I later learned she died from a drug overdose. Numb with sorrow and anger, I put down my guitar, transfixed and confused. I retreated back to the south side, back to my dysfunctional home. But my disillusion was quite short-lived, as I soon grabbed my guitar and played Jane's song. I wrote another song as her requiem, thanking Jane for believing in me. entitled Ode to My Jane Doe. I bade a final farewell to my friend. South side to east side, I'm a refugee from hell. The guard was a safe haven for me. From ridiculous to sublime, my life it did go. Every day during the best years of my youth. Donning long hair and bell-bottom blue jeans, I was an aspiring folkie, you see. Crossing the viaduct to Wisconsin Avenue, I took the Sherman Downer bus to the garden. This song is my elegy to the 60s, when folk music captured the zeitgeist of that time. When this woman without name rescued me from my adolescent abyss. When the Marines drafted my best friend Bob and shipped him the Nam to kill the yellow man. I protested when Nixon came to town, and later wrote my first protest song. Yeah, the times were replete with change in every city across our land. Our age of innocence was trampled upon by the dark nature of man. But it was the best years of my youth, when we made ourselves heard throughout the world. It was the best years of my youth, when we made ourselves heard throughout the world. When we made ourselves heard throughout the world. Thank you.
And
Thank
here
you.
you are in 2020 making yourself heard throughout the world. Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome, La Bruja. Long time ago.
Full circle, baby. Still doing
That's it. That's full. Damn the torpedoes and full speed ahead.
I love it. Bill Elkins, everyone.
Thank you.
With protest songs, folk songs, and bell-bottom jeans.
There you go. You remember those days? I do.
If I look into my crystal ball, I could. Thank you, Bill. All right. So now we're going to go with Generalissimo Brian Franco.
Oh, yeah.
Shalom. Oh,
Hello there.
hi. Can you hear me fine?
I can.
Shalom, La Bruja. Your
Shalom.
beautiful smile looks wonderful. As you see, the sculpture behind me is actually called the Walking Smile. I might have created it 19 years ago, but it knew that you would come into my life.
Aw, thank you.
Boy, that sounds terrible.
Menorah.
It is a menorah, yes, ma'am, and you can turn it upside down. It becomes a Sabbath candle holder. So let's go ahead and do
Versatile.
three little poems. The first is a brand new, just for you haiku. Poetry is like brain puke that tastes that, well, I'm sorry. Poetry is like brain puke that's too tasty for the brain to handle. Number two is what I didn't get a chance to read on Monday because Advocate cut me off and then I didn't have enough time to read it when he put me back on. It's called matzo ball soup. Matzo ball soup can have small balls or large balls. The chicken broth can be salty or peppery, maybe chopped with parsley or not, even with chicken floating in there if you dare. But no matter which way, it must be homemade. No matter whose mother, grandmother, aunt, or great aunt, or which Jewish deli makes it, it is always different. Take a trip to New York City, go to the Carnegie or the Second Avenue Deli, maybe Katz's on Houston Street, or even Burgers in the Diamond District. They will all serve a somewhat unique matzo ball soup. The major matzo ball soup issue is that one cannot eat a matzo ball in one bite. To eat one of these deliciously dense dumplings, one must cut a piece just the right size to fit in a soup spoon with some broth. The broth helps break it down before you eat it. The small balls can be broken in half, while the larger balls must be cut into 3 or 4 pieces. I have this idea to make a series of herbed matzo ball mixes, Italian, Mexican, Moroccan, Indian, Thai, and the like. One will be with my personal signature herb blend of lemon balm, apple mint, orange thyme, pineapple sage, tarragon, and parsley. Oy vey, such a souped up matzo ball soup might be too good to be true. But no matter how it's made or what time of year it's served, this delicacy of the Passover Seder always makes life seem a little better. Thank you. I'm going to do one more poem really quickly, which is called Now You See Me, Now You Don't. I am invisible. I do not cross streets at crosswalks or when traffic stops, cars drive straight through me. I am invisible. At NASCAR races, I do the hustle in the middle lane. The drivers do not see me. They hit me head on, yet I cause no accidents and never get injured. I am invisible. No one sees me. I refuse to wear clothes when I attend weddings. Why not? No one sees me. Being invisible is hard work. My boss often accuses me of goofing off because he can't see me. One day, I will probably walk naked into his office and piss in his desk drawer where he keeps his fancy Mont Blanc pen and gold-plated letter opener. The security cameras won't see me or enter or exit or even see me pee because my pee is invisible. But I do plan to eat lots of asparagus that day. I'm invisible, but I love causing a good stink every now and then. I am invisible. When I cry, no one cares. When I scream, people pretend to not hear. When I laugh alone. The truth is, I choose to be invisible. Sometimes what seems like the easy way out turns out to be the most difficult path to take. Choosing to be invisible is choosing to not be seen or heard. Choosing to be invisible is choosing to be ignored. When I chose to be invisible, I no longer had to hide my emotions and was able to remove my heart from my sleeve. When I chose to be invisible, I no longer had a shadow to be afraid of. When I was young, I was seen, I was heard. When I laughed, others laughed. When I cried, they tried to wipe my tears. When I screamed, they covered their ears. My shadow was a reliable companion. When I looked in the mirror, I saw myself, not someone I didn't want to be. Then one day I looked into a mirror and saw someone I didn't want to see. That day I chose to be invisible and exist only to me. Gracias, everyone.
Woo! Generalissimo. You're no longer invisible because we hear you, we feel you, we see you, and so grateful for you. So
Gracias.
cool. Powerful, powerful poetry. Let's keep it going, keep it flowing. Let's go now with Rich Glennon.
La Bruja, how are you?
I'm good, Rich. How are you?
I'm well. I am well.
Nice. What you gonna do for us tonight?
I'm gonna mix it up and read some poems. 3 short ones. The first one is a haiku called Physical. Okay, physical. 201 pounds. I slipped the nurse a 20. 190, she said. This next one is called Rescube. When I'm angry and you are not, you come to my rescue. Eyes up, blowing air, like an air conditioner's tilted vents, cooling my blotchy forehead, until it resumes its usual color of hallway, until the only words in my head are the hums coming from yours, like a mantra of white noise, batting away the boil. And the last poem is called Skydiver. Okay, Skydiver. With balls like yours, you must have skydived for only 3 seconds, the testicular pull making it seem like you were stepping off a parked plane, and then cave dived for slightly longer into a gonad-shaped crater of your own making, carpeted by the sky on the opposite side of Earth, when you and your giant balls tunneled through the planet and skydived again in a different night sky, briefly, like a skateboarder on a half pipe, until finding yourself on solid ground beside Orientals, snapping photos and grazing your balls with their babies for good fortune and a long, healthy life. Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, wow. You have no balls to say that poem, I'll tell you that much. There's a lot of balls tonight. Matzo balls, these balls, that balls, crystal balls.
I wasn't playing it that way, but I rolled with it, much like a ball would.
Ba-dum-bum.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rich Glennon, everybody.
Before I go, Rich Glenn, Tumblr, on Instagram. Thank you, Bruja. Enjoy your time in Puerto Rico.
Of course, thank you. Thank you so much. Hilarious. Muchas bolas esta noche, everybody. That's Slanglish. Okay, let's keep it going, keep it flowing. Let's see what's good with John Grishchow. Let me know if I'm saying that last name right. Grishchow?
Hey, Bruja. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. It's Grisho, but anything that's close is okay. You know, I'm used to a lot of different pronunciations. Yeah, good to see you. Good to see everybody and hear all this great stuff. I wanted to share two pieces with you today, two different forms. Him, I like. I will fix him like a peg in a sure spot. I will spot a sure fix in him. I fix a spot I like in him. I spot a will I like, a will, a fix. I fix in him a sure peg. I will sure spot a fix in him. I will fix him. Sure, I like him. And this poem is kind of about hidden selves and living up to expectations from others. It's called Standards-Based Princessments. She moans, oh she moans, and wakes with a viscous vapor alone, ambulant, scent of acetone. To pause, to perish, then postpone, to pause and perish, then postpone, and fetch and etch her own headstone, to bless that blade on that wet stone. And she alone knows there are crows, circling the dark tower today, and she alone knows that she will risk it anyway. Once upon a premise, a princess, a portal, a parcel, a pearl, a tithe, a tryout, a trial, a tile, a somewhat timid girl, to prove her performance and abilities, to figure the force of her faculties. They trotted out typeface transcripts and tests. They featured her failures, assessed her success. There was simply no venue or vista for rest. They featured her failures, assessed her success. They trotted out typeface transcripts and tests to figure the force of her faculties, to prove her performance and abilities. A tithe, a tryout, a trial, a tile, a somewhat timid girl. Once upon a premise, a princess, a portal, a parcel, a pearl. She will risk it anyway, and she alone knows. Circling the dark tower today, there are crows, and she alone knows. To bless that blade on that wet stone and fetch and etch your own headstone. To pause, to perish, then postpone, ambulant, scent of acetone. She wakes within viscous vapor alone and moans, oh she moans.
Ooh-wee.
So sorry, I kind of lost the thread there in that first stanza and got really flustered, but it's going to be really dramatic if it came off right. I hope it was enjoyable anyways.
It was enjoyable. And that's the beauty. Like, nobody knows that. Nobody knows that. If you didn't say it, we would have never noticed. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for listening, guys.
You're going with the flow, and everybody loves the prose. Okay, so
thank you, Bruja.
My pleasure. And don't you stop. Make sure you come back.
All right, absolutely.
More of it. So now I don't see Dane in the chat room and I don't see Lee in the chat room. If you're here, let me know. If not, we're going to go with Louis Pabon. And somebody.
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. Living life, trying to unpack my daddy issues. So that's what the poetry is for.
Oh, let's unpack right now.
So, first poem is called The Lost Island of My Father. Do you know what it's like to be lost at sea and still have the taste of the ocean on your tongue? Father, a siren's call from way off the cough of the surf. Do you know what it's like to crave the coast? To want his love after you have heard it's part of who you are, your blood. My love, I lost and looked for more underneath the crumble of the shore. The tropical dream of so many men, the ones new and yet remembered before. They look much like what I imagine you to be. Hair, breeze, beat, palm trees, beard thick with rich gruff like coconut husk, the meat. Always imagined between my teeth the new tear of flesh and coir. Here, where memories are scented by the beach, the salty waves that tumble in the sand. You, the shadow of a man that keeps my legacy a ghost, that plays hide and seek, turns me inside out, always outside of me. Inside, a father, Papi, a vision, a dream, some mystery whose absence colonizes me daily. Everything I am is everything I could be. On the sullen, soft soul of white sand drifting onto the island of in-between, Atlantis of a lost heritage buried deep inside of me. I still carry you in the belly of my dreams, here with me in enduring hope. I hope you left the love, my love, before and always still now. I'm not sure anymore. I've swallowed the drown. First piece. And my next piece is called Sugar Baby Blues. And a sugar baby is basically somebody who accepts cash and other gifts in exchange for other services. So this is written in the voice of a sugar baby. Sometimes there is sugar in my tea. When I kiss him sweet, he gifts me with things. And I accept gracefully as though not knowing what keeps me here. And sometimes I have to endure things that usually meant everything, like his curious hands that search my young flesh as though looking to get back everything he once gave. My body saves as I imagine myself some other place. Then the get of his gaze, the net of his paid embrace. I know what I want for this. I want more than forbearance. I want a zero student loan balance. I want a down payment on anything. I want the opposite of thrift. If I can't be priceless, I might as well be expensive. I want worry lines to frown on the brow of his bank account, and I don't want to feel like I have to ask for my allowance. I just want it to seem as though he loves me naturally, my honey daddy, that gifts organically. Sugaring has got to be the hardest thing, but only when I have to open my body to him and let him ravage me impoverished. You know what I need? I need a diabetic daddy. One that takes the insulin of my touching but doesn't ask for the sugar of my loving, a metformin man who grants me full access to his dividends without the investment of his hands. I just want to stay sweet. But with each new gift of money, I know it'll cost me something eventually. And so I pay, give my youth away, let him pick the tree. It'll go back in the spring. And I know there will come a time when the winter clutters in my beard and my bones will rattle scared, and I will wait till summer heals, remembering I once cost things I'm too afraid to feel.
Woo!
Thank y'all for listening.
Oh, honey. People are talking about sugar has its price. Amazing.
Truth.
Mm.
Truth.
I'm thinking sullen in insulin.
Yes. Truth.
And your daddy, what island were you talking about?
Puerto Rico, because my dad is Puerto Rican and my mom is Trinidadian.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm sending you love from Puerto Rico.
Thank you.
Mwah. You're beautiful. Much love, Luis.
Right back.
Okay. Let everybody know where they can follow you. I'm already following you. You already know.
Hey, I am on Instagram, LMajesty1, and also on Twitter, LU_PABON, poet.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Fortunately, I skipped. I thought it was Lee and it's Eileen. So now we're going to go with Eileen Martinez.
This is Lee. That's my name. It's just my
That's
work.
what I thought. So I was like, what? I got confused. I was like, is it Lee? Is it Lee MS?
Yeah.
I
I keep changing names and personalities, you know. I'm joking.
I'm with it. I'm with whoever you are today. I'm with you.
All right, so I have two things for you guys today. The first one is in Spanglish, which is my favorite language. So here it goes. This is called I Talk With My Hands. I talk with my hands because my tongue gets all tied up. I move them in circles, throw them up in the air and back to the ground. They fly all over your face, drawing lines in the air that surrounds us. Lines of letters and words and that I cannot form with my tied up tongue. Es un trabalenguas, este constante cambio. Reestructuro oraciones, traduzco palabras sin nombres, te cambio las fechas y los lugares, porque ya no sé si estamos hablando de México o México. ¿Me entiendes? Do you get it? Mis manos se mueven a una velocidad que mi lengua no puede. My hands catch up with your words and my racing thoughts, entienden el ritmo en mi cabeza, me siguen el paso. Mientras tanto, se me lengua la traba. I talk in Spanglish. No encuentro la word, and I'm missing las emociones que me avientas between your own words. I can see you smiling burlonamente porque estoy posheando, estoy agringándome every day a little bit more, and you think that one day voy a perder esta lengua mía. But I walk this fine line, ¿que no ves? Esta línea entre fronteras y lenguas donde se me cruzan las palabras, and my tongue gets all tied up. But make no mistake, cuando veas mis manos hablándote, you will know that I still hold the tongue that I know I was born with, y no se me va a escapar en ningún momento, because it's all tied up behind my throat and I won't let it go. And the second one.
Yes, agringándome. Ooh, I like that.
And the second one is called Ritual, and this is because it's spooky season, so here it goes. And this is for my favorite movie, Ritual. I can't find myself. Post-trauma, flashes of memories lost in the mist of trapped in the mud, and all that is left is to seek them and hollow the ground, only to watch them go or bury them for the last time, lest they pull me into the grime or down roads not taken before. I caught a glimpse of myself in the mist. There are parts of me hidden on the top of the trees, and others I hide underneath this dirt. Parts human, parts inhuman, and parts I still do not know of. I keep my distance as I watch it unfold. I can see fire, deep in my eyes, lighting my path, taste of flame still caught in my tongue. I see myself rise, and I can see them caught in my branches, lost in my haze. I see myself in their eyes, and I rise.
Ooh, you know that witchy season is upon us. My favorite time of year, where all the brujas come out. Thank you, Lee.
Oh, and you can follow me. It's cadáveres_literarios on Instagram and Lee Martinez Soto in Facebook.
All right. Thank you, Lee, with your Spanglish and your spooky poems. Last year, I was La Joker de los Muertos, and this year I do not even know what I'm going to be. So I have to really think about it, because Halloween is gonna land on a Saturday night. So I gotta look into the cauldron and see what I pull out. All right, let's go with Nick. Paleólogos. Hola, Nick.
Hello, La Bruja. Hello, how's it going? How's Puerto Rico?
Oh my goodness. It is paradise. It's no wonder it's always being fought over and treated so terribly, because everybody wants a piece.
I definitely want to make my way out there, but I wasn't able to make it out there, unfortunately, because I was in Pennsylvania over the weekend. So I came back with this little with those skulls right here.
Yeah.
So spooky season, I gotta get the skulls.
Awesome.
It's no PA is no Puerto Rico, but I do like going out to PA. But I do have new shit for you. It is new shit, so it's awesome. When I was on my way back from PA, I said I wasn't gonna be able to perform on Monday, so this would have been the piece for Monday. And this is about the gaming community called Controllers, Consoles, and Community. So for $60, you can get an Xbox or PlayStation subscription. Play your games and feed into that addiction. Forza, Spider-Man, Halo, God of War, earn some badges and achievements galore. Experience the graphics in stunning 4K, embrace the story. You have to play that, you have to have online to play this? When the hell did this become mandatory? Take it online. Sure, why not? Put that headset on. If you guess no one was there, you are wrong. There are more than the decent individuals. Check these residuals. You got your creepy incels that are beyond any rational thought, the 10-year-old trolls whose vulgar thoughts aren't worth squat, the streamers who make money, and some pedophiles among them that need to get the fuck out, because that shit is not funny. The ones that harness hundreds of hours of gameplay and make quick work of you, and they see you as child's play. The rest of the community is just people wanting to take the edge off after a long day. Some say the community is more inclusive. There is still that ugly side that is abusive, that uses racism and homophobic slurs as tools. Fuck them down to the tiniest molecules. Let me take you back to a 2009 Call of Duty game and hear humor that was mostly lowbrow. Over time, it has become so much more toxic now. And like the new tubes, hear those brats and incels drop disgusting dialect. And you won't ever hear from me again as I disconnect. The best part is they don't care if I have a problem with that. They feed on that satisfaction, knowing they are having fun as they commit infraction after infraction. Most don't have a face to the online profile and adds more to the behavior that's juvenile. Muting, reporting, and banning them doesn't ban them from tripping up more of that racist phlegm. So again, fuck them and their racist phlegm. I'd rather be alone and play Animal Crossing because I would rather listen to my villagers being wholesome than some spoiled brat on Fortnite spewing slurs and cussing. Then there's those 3 terrible letters that make many gamers grimace. DLC. And some will cost you at least 2 to 3 months of Netflix to play a game fully. If I'm paying $60 for a game, give me the whole damn game, not DLC and microtransactions that were methodically planned. That is my fucking demand. Instead, I'll just download Among Us. And the players being 2K Games, Activision, Bungie, Blizzard, EA, Epic Games, Guzma, Rockstar, Studio MDHR, and Ubisoft, and 8 of them are sus. So, you see, this is not my definition of having fun. It costs a fortune to play video games today, and the more thoughts I put into it, the more of a headache it's become. It's not like I just hit a brick and coins come out, or defeat the Elite Four and capture money after a grueling bout. Those are fantasies for stopping the disease. The only way is to stop giving money to it. So call up Sub-Zero and put it on freeze. I still play my old games sometimes, yet write more than I play. Now gaming to me has become more passé. I've hung up my controller. The screen says continue, and the timer counts down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Game over.
Ooh, Nick. That was on a whole other level. I was going to the arcades when I was a kid. I was going to the Nathan's Arcade up in Yonkers. That's what I was doing. And I was going to Chinatown on Mott Street playing against the Tic-Tac-Toe Chicken. That's how way back I go. So
there was arcades when I was around too as well. Like when I was growing up, there was one in Wayne over by Willowbrook that I would always go to. And then there was also one down in Dunellen that we would go down to called 8 on the Brink down there. It's one of my favorite places. And I hope that it is still open even amidst this pandemic. And I hope they stay open, man. And
yes. But so many games that we play in other ways. Thank you so much for sharing, Nick. Always a pleasure. And it's great to see you smiling.
Thank you so much, LaBruja. Please be safe in Puerto Rico and safe travels coming back too as well too.
Thank you, darling. That's my intention. I'm gonna hop on the broom and get back soon. All right, so let's go with El Profesor, the one that taught me So many things. Ladies and gentlemen, Tesosomok.
Hi, how are you?
Estoy bien. Thank you so much for teaching me about the first name of what Africa was and all of that, sending me that information. You are an
Awesome.
encyclopedia.
Cool. Well, let me do something. I'm going to switch my background, and I recommend people switch over to speaker view because you may enjoy the 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 multimedia portion if my computer and my internet don't crap out on me. All right. This piece is titled Ghost Ships. We find ourselves in the ghost ships of the past, derelict, adrift, and the dead, and dead like the crew of the Mary Celeste. The ghostly vessels of our bodies are strewn adrift, deserted, empty hulls of empty meaning and signification. The derelicts found adrift in our historical materiality, careening in our subconscious decommission, scrap, breaking loose off their ropes and carried away by the manifest winds and social waves. The fire ship of Bay de Charlet lingers like a visual floater that can't be shook. The flaming three-mast galley that arcs across the horizon before the coming storm. You see, these ghostly ships seem to constantly reappear at some intervals, like Lady Lovingvon, as a reminder of our failures. Consider August 4th, 2020, the forgotten pulled out cargo of the MV Rosas tanker blew up half of Beirut. Few of the people had any notion of the 2,750 tons of NH4NO3, also known as ammonium nitrate, that had been sitting in a port warehouse for over 7 years. These vessels, like the ships of the past, have served their many uses: the plunder caravans of the oceans, the cancerous caravels delivering their contagion payloads on unsuspecting lands and ripping the surface content, stereoscopically extracting the geoflesh from these new lands and loading them on their greedy galleons of Europe. Al-Qabulan, the original name for what is now called Africa, in its ancient times meant mother of mankind or Garden of Eden, but today it remains the plunder playgrounds for the best that Europe could send. And some, I assume, are good people. You see, an undisclosed buyer paid rough and tumble Russian Igor Grashunskin $1 million to ship 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate from Georgia to Mozambique. Grashunskin used the windfall to purchase the Rosas, a 27-year-old cargo ship from Cyprus-based company, employed Russian Boris Prokoshev to helm the ship and the cargo across the Black Sea, stopping in Istanbul, Turkey, Piraeus, Greece, and Beirut. Running short on cash, Prokoshev went to Beirut to take more cargo. Prokoshev found himself in a deadly ship, and as the hatch covers sagged under the weight of the machinery. But Grashunskin saved Prokoshev from abandoning ship by failing to pay the port fee. Such was the dooming of the Rosas, abandoned by its owner. As the ship was pirated by the poor, the Rosas captain, chief engineer, third engineer, and the boatswain couldn't disembark. These 21st century capitalists were pawns in a woefully low-stake game where Grashunskin refused to pay for his skeleton crew's food while a vessel sat in port. They survived through the kindness of local workers. He refused to pay the Beirut port fees. He refused to transfer the cargo. In a whirl, he'd abandoned the whole mess and fled to Cyprus with
Okay, it froze. Wow, that imagery. Oh my God, the ghost ships. And he spoke about Africa. I don't know what happened. Eso somos, pero se frizó. Thank you so much for that. We're gonna have to do a part 2, maybe at the end or maybe next week. The cargoes. I remember I saw on Netflix this there was a a vessel that had these huge statues, and they were discovered. Just to think that there were all these things on this one boat because this man wanted to take everything and hoard it and save it, and it crashed to the bottom of the sea. Well, now we're gonna go to Queen Ray Jane. Let's go, Ray Jane. What's good?
She's not here.
She's not here. Oh no. Okay, then Cinda, sweet, sweet Cinda, you're gonna have to take the baton and run, honey. Run with it.
Oh my God, I was looking forward to Ray Jane. So she's,
And I wanted to hear the ending. That's
I know, she's hard to follow. I know. The massive amount of knowledge and talent and wisdom, I'm so blown away. Every Thursday, I'm like, I'm just so blown away. I can't, oh, it's wild. This one, I usually do poems like from my point of view, but I think you'll be able to tell, I hope, because you don't all know me. So this is from another point of view, someone else's point of view, the opposite of my point of view. So you'll see. So, okay. It's called Let Me Relax. Living is hard. There's no way around it. Give me a task and I'll surely confound it. Not knowing what's real, I rely on my feelings, with like or dislike, steering all of my dealings. If I feel it, it's true. This is what I believe. I never did buy that emotions deceive. Science distorts and takes much abuse. Minds are left empty, addled, unused. What is a fact and what is a feeling? This question alone has so many reeling. From the womb to the tomb, on my gut I depend, ever searching for something, the quest that won't end. My ego would starve, sans my emotion. Truth after truth gets lost in its ocean. I know deep in my heart my opinion is right. How dare you tell me that dark is not light? Each of us claims the other's not listening. Therein lies the secret, the piece that is missing. How can I ever walk in your shoes when all that I have is the fear I will lose? I shout from the rooftops, don't say I'm not humble. My head will explode if you won't let me grumble. I know you have troubles, but they are not mine. I can only be happy if it's my peace I find. To feel good inside is my fervent desire. Say what you will, call me thief, call me liar. I refuse to accept that I might be mistaken. My heart knows what it knows, it's certainly not faking. Don't tell me again I need more perspective. I'll tear you a new one, hurl another invective. I've lived long on this earth, burned too many years to listen to words that only bring fears. Who in this world wants not to feel bliss, the thrill of the chase, the smell of the kiss? I stand by my feelings without even a blush. Facts that stand in my way, I will crush. For what is this life if not to feel swell? Let me be right and all will be well. When I am gone, you can romance your facts. Till then, leave me alone. Just let me relax. You see, that's not me talking. Oh, that's a character. That's a character. Yeah, okay. Because I'm like, what? You'd be like, what an asshole, you know? But yeah, I wanted to do from another point of view. So there you go.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Oh, well, we know.
Thank you.
It's so interesting. Like I put a post up, you know, and I kind of like, I chum, I throw like chum, and then the sharks start coming. You know, when you really like point out that type of behavior and that type of sickness and
well, we know these people, we see these people, one in particular, of course, and so you know we get it, and it's just like there's so many different points of view, and the ones that are opposite from ours, they cannot get us, and we cannot get them. We don't get each other. We don't, you know, and it's just. It's wild. It's really
what
something.
Has created the divided states
right?
of America right now.
I know. That's it. Yes, exactly. I know. Yes. So thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Yes. So great to see you all.
That perspective. That's the truth. You already know. this in this world. And it's like, you know, there's the empaths, the people that have empathy, compassion, and then there's the narcissists, psychopaths, and sociopaths who just are like a black hole, and they just are never ever filled without hurting others and taking from others. But that's where we're here for. And hopefully our next performer is gonna make you laugh. Let's go with Vernita Bostic. Vernita, what jokes do you
Hey,
got?
I'm back. Okay, I'm here.
Yes. Hey.
How are you? Looking beautiful in Puerto Rico. Well, you look beautiful everywhere, but you know, Puerto Rico helps even more.
Thank you, sweetheart. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm well. Hopefully everybody else is well and ready to laugh, hopefully.
You're
I have
glowing too, honey. I see
some
some
new shit.
glow.
It's time for me to say it. New shit.
Oh, you got some new shit?
Yeah, so like one of the reasons that I'm okay with like not having any kids right now is because I feel like there's a lot of pressure as Black people to name them something regular. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's a lot of pressure. I really, really do. I feel like Black parents, when they name their children, eventually give them names that fuck up their future, you know? And I feel like the girls have it worse than the boys. Like I feel like we just pick any random word and then just add Ida, Isha, or Kwa to it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's what we do. And I've always wanted a girl. So I decided a long time ago, if I have a daughter, I'm just gonna name her Verizoniqua, you know, after my cell phone carrier. Yeah, I see how some of you guys are judging me, and that's cool, but at least my baby's gonna have a job, okay? She's gonna be employable. And isn't that what every parent wants, you know? But I work in a high school. I hear these crazy names all the time. And I'm just waiting for the year 2033, 10 years after Black Panther was released, to be sitting in my office and for someone to come over the loudspeaker and say, pardon the interruption, will Wakanda Nita Wilson come to the main office? Wakanda Nita Wilson to the main office. And don't act like that's far-fetched. Please don't, because there are a bunch of baby Beyoncés bouncing around in the crib right now as we speak, okay? And don't get me wrong, Beyonce is a beautiful name. It is, until you turn 50, okay? Because Granny Beyonce and Grandma Beyonce just doesn't sound right. It doesn't. Like Black grandmothers should have names like Hattie and Pearl, right? Because Hattie and Pearl are responsible for cooking all the food at Thanksgiving. And they tell you not to bring anything just to show with an empty stomach, okay? Grandma Beyonce is giving you Chinese food. She's ordering out. And she's gonna order a sweet potato pie from DoorDash. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that names are important. Just remember that. But I'm actually a guidance counselor at high school. So of course, students talk to me about their future plans in college all the time, which is cool. But I feel bad because I work in a low income district and college is so expensive. Like I read a report the other day that 40 colleges in the United States are cost $250,000 for a 4-year degree. Like the regular people, like even that's just a lot of money for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't afford that. You know, and then I started thinking about me and I'm like, but what if I do have a child? How can I afford it for my future baby? You know? And then I started getting worried and stressed out about it. And I finally calmed down when I thought about my parents. And I realized that when you become a parent, you will go through hell and high water to make things happen for your children. And that's the exact same type of parent I'm going to be. So if my baby grows up and she tells me that she wants to be a lawyer, has dreams of attending Harvard University, I'm going to do like any loving parent, and I'm going to encourage her to change her dream to a more affordable one. Bitch, are you crazy? Do you know how much money that's going to cost me? Look, what I need you to do when you go to work tomorrow, I need you to ask Verizon for a raise. Shit, you're named after them. I do believe they owe you some child support. I do believe it's time for them to give you some money, you know? But I always tell my students, college is a business, which is why I don't understand why some of them try to bully you into succeeding. Now, look, I went and graduated from a historically Black college, right? The first day of freshman orientation, they put us in a big ass room. They told us to look left and look right. One of y'all won't be here tomorrow. And I was sitting there like, isn't this supposed to be a place of encouragement, not intimidation? And I really was thinking like, where the fuck am I? Am I at college or a scared straight program? Like I am confused. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not gonna front, I was scared. So I turned to my left, but homeboy that was just sitting there next to me had already dipped out. I saw him on campus later. I guess he was going to enjoy his first and last day of college. So then I turned to my right, to my sis on the right, and I said, you know what? The check I just wrote is about to bounce. So bitch, it's probably gonna be me. It's probably gonna be me. Go ahead, Bonquisha. Go ahead and get your bachelor's degree. Don't worry about nothing. Thank you guys. That's my time.
Yes, Bernita. You could buy a house with that shit. Get some
Basically.
property. Man. Yeah, it is quite ridiculous, but Verizon Aquita is off to a good start, I'm sure. Thank you, Bernita.
Thank you.
Blowing and writing that new shit. We loving it. I'm loving it. Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Bernita Bostic, everybody, bringing you that comedy and truth mixed with lies and all that good shit. All right, now let's hear Joski C. How you doing, Joski?
Hola, Bruja.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Coming through, huh?
Yeah, you coming through real clear. I'm loving the blue light.
Wonderful. I got some new shit.
New shit. Everybody's on some new shit game tonight. Take it away, Joski C.
All right. So this is called Helicopter Wind. Helicopter wind, fanning the flames. Fevers are burning, we're praying for rain. Toxic words, toxic breath. Maskless, dance with death. Who are these people down on their knees, bowing to a demagogue? 210,000 lives lost so far. From presidential ignorance, homicidal negligence, super spreader president, super spreader president. From presidential ignorance, homicidal negligence, super spreader president, super spreader president. Helicopter wind blows through your lips. People are dying, you don't give a shit. Toxic words, toxic breath. Pretend we're immortal, pretend there's no death. And who are these people down on their knees, bowing to a demagogue? 210,000 lives lost so far. From presidential ignorance, homicidal negligence, super spreader president, super spreader president. From presidential ignorance, homicidal negligence, super spreader president, super spreader president. 210,000 deaths.
Bowing to a demagogue.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Oh, God. It's unbelievable.
It's
unbelievable. And they're all without their masks on, you know, about 1.5 feet away from each other. It's insane.
Don't know what to believe either. And then I saw today that, you know, he's like trying to promote some kind of medicine, new medicine.
Yeah.
And, you know, they got their mitts in all of those, like, you know, owning shares in these companies that are selling you this medicine. So
This medicine comes from fetal tissue, which is fine with me, but Donald Trump has always said he would never go there. I'm just mentioning. It's just an additional little piece. Yeah, it's insane. This man has got to go. Everyone, please vote. If it's your first time, doesn't matter. Please, please vote. It's never been more important.
get all the youth vote, make sure everybody's registered. I made sure my
Yeah.
kids were registered to vote and do all these things.
You know, I've mentioned to some collegiate aged folks lately. I said, you know, anybody on your phone there that maybe hasn't voted or is thinking, and you know, they took out their phone and just started doing it. So it's a suggestion.
We need that youth vote because we
Yeah.
are not the minority. We are the majority, and we can do this.
We are the majority. We just cannot stay home, or
That's right.
you know, metaphorically stay home.
Right.
I think it's great to stay home and vote personally, but yeah.
Joski C, always with the consciousness and the truth. Cinda loved your song and said she just wished you never had to write such a song.
I know. You know what though? After November 3rd, I'm gonna start playing love songs again. It's my promise and my commitment.
Yes. Joski C. Much love
Until
to you,
then.
Joski.
Much love to you, Bruja, and to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. I love it. These peaceful protests that we do, and we inspire each other. Love will prevail, and so will the truth. So let's go now with Michael Sindler.
Hey, yeah, man, I really appreciated the way you could say all that strong truth and still sound so beautiful while he did it. And on the other hand, I'm just going to rant at you because I actually had some other stuff I was going to do, but I love Denver, I really do. But as is typical, come fall or winter, our city council goes crazy and starts pulling homeless people off the street. And what that means is they just steal everything they own and leave them there. And it's a very bad thing to do. It's not a good human being thing. And so as opposed to new shit, I'm dusting off once again something that, damn it, it just keeps being true every year. It's called blanket justice. It's a crime to own a blanket when you're sleeping on the street. You can lie there on the bare sidewalk, slick with ice and cushioned only with a gray slush of foot-beaten snow, your only clothes becoming soaked, then frigid as the temperature, both external and internal, drops. You can try and catch your visible, halting breath, which cloud-like blankets the air in front of your face. You can try and flex muscles and joints that are becoming less and less responsive due to hypothermia, knitting your fingers together as you blow on them to keep them from becoming totally numb. But to own a blanket, that's just too much. It's an affront to those who have blankets and beds and homes and property and positions of respect within the community. It's an affront to those whose credit cards and bank accounts show they're worthy of owning comfortable quilts and warm, soft clothes to protect them. To protect them as they travel from home to car, to work to car, to home to car, to shop and dine, to home, car to home, and repeat again. To protect them as they walk by sneering at those lazy bums who, torn apart in ways they cannot understand, the ragged shreds of the woven cloth of lives, perhaps also once comfortable as a warm blanket, or from the beginning little more than scraps of thin sheeting, nothing more than a windblown nuisance, an untidy eyesore polluting the streets their tax dollars pay to keep clean. That blanket must be ripped away and taken as evidence of the crimes of being homeless, helpless, and hopeless. It'll be taken to a holding center where it will be lost among the hundreds of others piling in a room far warmer, far drier, far more sheltered than the place occupied by the shivering, stranded soul from whom it's been taken. That blanket will not be covered by a natural blanket of frost with its crystalline patterns of decoration, will not gather fresh falling blankets of snow or hard pelting sheets of hail. It will not change its color or its hue, turning blue like the lips and red like the eyes, nose, and cheeks, and pale white like the sallow skin of the hands that once gripped at its frayed edges. the weathered face it once shielded from the wind, the aching, tired body it helped keep alive. What a terrible crime it is to own a blanket. Almost as terrible as the crime of taking one away. And to this latter crime, shame on you, I say. And I'm going to do one other one here. I think I have time. And this is, got really pissed off last night listening to this little punk talking over a proud, intelligent black woman. Just pissed me off no end. And this is called Nice Guys, Gaslight. He isn't one of those nice guys you dream about. Nothing but trouble since the day you met. Always an argument, always a put down, always jealous, always accusing. And yet, like you've done so many hopeful times before, you believe. You still believe. You really believe. You want so much to believe that he can change, that he wants to be better. Sure, there's something inside that isn't angry and wild. He's always got a reason. He's never the one to blame. He always says it was you at fault. Always, always, always you. You shouldn't have questioned him. What was he supposed to do? You made him break the glass. You made him punch the wall. You made him slap and hit. You made him make you bleed. Why are you crying? He didn't really hurt you. He just did what he had to. You need it. You deserve it. You brought it on yourself. You gave yourself the bruises. The gaslight he holds in front of you is his most powerful weapon, shifting blame, distorting reality, crushing fragile ego long before the blows begin. Escape seems impossible. Remaining spells failure. Home's a fiction from some book you read. He wants your paycheck and your passwords. You should check in every hour. Your friends aren't real friends. You shouldn't listen to them. They're liars. They're jealous. He says, you know it's for your own good. You really can't be trusted. He knows what's best. You have to believe him. You don't want something bad to happen. You know what could happen. You know just what will happen. You know it's going to happen. But you give in once again when he turns the gaslight up, when it's shining in your eyes, blinding and dizzying. It shouldn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be this way. You know you have to get away. Drop it all. Find the door. Find the help that you deserve. Pack light. Move fast. Find shelter. Leave misery in the past. You're not his mother, his punching bag, his slave. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Thank you.
Woo, Michael. Ooh, bringing it home with that. Oh my goodness, both your poems made me think of so many things. The first poem about the blankets, I think about when I visited up in Haida Gwaii and, British Columbia, and they told me about, that the Dutch had given these infected blankets, and, that weapon is like the blanket being a weapon, and stripping people of their blanket, something so simple. And then this gaslighting poem, something that helped me immensely was going to YouTube and looking up narcissistic abuse. That really helped me be able to stand firmly in the face of those tactics and no longer be afraid and no longer be shook. Thank you, Michael.
You.
Michael bringing it home with that powerful stuff right there. Okay, so now let's go with The Withdrawn. How can anybody take a blanket from a homeless person? That's some heartless shit. It's a lot of heartlessness, but not with The Withdrawn. Got a whole lot of heart.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Nice.
I just want to say, sorry, nice to see you too. I just want to say, My heart thanks you. My soul thanks you. Like every part of my being thanks you. Like, I mean, just the words you said alone last week, no worries, the future is bright. Like that just spoke so much to me. And I was on the phone with my therapist on Tuesday and I told her that and she was like, damn, that even hit me. So you out here hitting people and I thank you so much.
Oh, I'm so happy. That makes me so happy. Makes me teary.
Yo,
Thank you. I'm glad.
thank you. So also got new shit or
Oh,
built up over the month shit. So I got part 3 of the poems I've been working on for the New York, and it's a 60-minute poem. So I'm gonna do it over the next 2 Tuesdays after this, and then on that end it on the Monday. But it's called Yo New York Fam. Advocate set us up by making the theme of 13 weeks ago weird. Foreplay is still underrated. You gotta make her wait and shit. That let her suffer before you actually use your fingers or tongue to go play and shit. Make her crave that dick as if she hasn't had it for days and shit. Even though y'all just fucked the night before or earlier in the day and shit. Sometimes when you want it. But it's dope giving up your appetite of the moment to let the body tell you it's ready than her vocals. I'm in love with the physical intimacy, but I'll forever be an advocate of words that will first fuck up your mind before I even think about fucking up your spine. I know she once read my sex work before we really started to chill and was blown away by how I could write this way. And while the sex was majestic, what was all the more amazing was how our brains clicked before I even got to rub on her clit. You'll always have your clique and people that want to know your business, but pussy hits different when your sex life is private. Never showing. Never burst, never boasting. Aim to put in work, never coasting. I know I'm quoting this poem with some real life ish, but you and I both know how this poem ends. Let's get it. I don't know what the girl on girl version of a mistress is, but I took note of how Alice rose to the O and stole babe from me after her performing her poem. I'm hurt, and now I'm stuck in a love square after exiting a triangle. There's no way to revert. I mean, this could work. We can all take turns eating dessert unless y'all really want a triangle. But please don't let me be the one y'all desert. This is the second erotic open mic night in a row. Because first it was La Bruja. Then you stole the show. How tragic. I can only imagine that inside Alice, it probably feels like Wonderland. We picked our bone last time, but now you can come at you. Ooh. We picked our bone last time, but now you can play your flute as I come at you. I vote we have La Bruja take full control so that she can silence me whenever she wants. You could have it like that on Zoom, but I promise it's going to be hard to have me on mute when I'm up in your room. And that's word to your energy, word to your broom. If you're looking to bring another life into this world, I'm the one you talk to. I want my firstborn to be a boy, so we can keep trying till you give me a little brujo. In my crystal ball, I see me and Krislali up in Bali. We send an email over to Amalia like, you need to come through ahora. We move from the balcony to the sala, watching the novela while I'm spanking those asses with the chancleta. Pull out a one chocha, slide back and forth between each boca, writing over their faces for the first time like I know I'm getting out of line, so expect it to be kind of sloppy. Let the rest of the nut drip, drizzle, and sizzle between them as they scissor and fold all four legs over each other like origami. 1 + 1 + 1 now equals 5. Whoever told you 3 was lying. And part 2 of 4 next weekend.
Oh, poetic porn, y'all. We made a baby tonight. Sick vibes.
Thank you. I was so excited, man. I mentioned like 50 people in this poem, and you know, I'm ready to bring it, man. It's been a while.
You were excited, all right.
Thank
withdrawn, yo. I spit straight, though my flow is ambidextrous. Oh.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. The withdrawn. Oh my goodness. See, that's what we do in these open mics. We get gritty. We get real gritty. Okay. What is gonna follow that? Let us see right here. Because wow, you got everybody open. Philip Midnight Curtis, what you gonna bring to us? Are you gonna hurt us? Don't hurt us.
God. Well, John, why you do this to me, bro? Dang.
He left
How you
you
doing, LeBron?
all with a whole wet nutty drip. He said
I
so.
know. That's messed up. All right, let's do this. 3 haikus and a poem.
Let's do it.
Commander in Chief, do not stress over COVID. Tell that to the dead. Mixed relationships. We make love in Spanish. She says, ay papi. Equivalent to 79 11s. Death math of COVID. I'm infuriated because even in this day and age, our freedom is being recalculated. And I know some of the words I'm about to spit will fall on deaf ears, so I don't really need a mic. But the tainted picture that society continues to create is insulting. And as the red, white, and blue sways, let me remind you that this place, these divided states of America ain't never been great. So I don't need a mic to recognize the hidden dialogue. As opening page of history books show us as downtrodden, the perception of our Blackness, slaves, cotton fields, uneducated. I don't need a mic to hear a news anchor say Freddie Gray, Breonna Taylor, and others' lifestyles led to this. Ignoring to mention that there was never any stop and frisk, because stop resisting is taught levels of aggression, how cops are triggered without hesitation. We are tired of a system that is designed this way. Our freedoms continue to dissipate. So I don't need a mic to explain the millions of lashes that wrote stories across my ancestors' backs until guns replaced the noose. And the civil rights movement was just a reminder of what is meant to be Black in the land of the free. America, why do you fear me? Let me remind the other side. My brothers and my sisters, hold your heads high. We are kings and queens whose empire isn't in a distant land, but here on the soils where our forefathers plowed, bled, and marched on. We are warriors, legends in our own right, sons and daughters of superheroes, Wakanda forever. And despite the hatred, we sang Negro spirituals, took a knee to alert the lack of freedom and equality. So be proud of the rich melanin in our skin. Exclude strength and confidence in our walk. Be proud of what you stand for, having nothing to be ashamed of, shining bright in this world of confusion, knocking down the doors that thinks that we're not worthy of the next breath. For morning, day, and night, we do this with and without a mic.
Ooh, yes, Midnight Curtis. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Let me tell you, if you go to my Instagram or my Facebook, I put up a post, and my Twitter, all under La Bruja NYC. I put up a post about, if you're a Trump supporter and, this, that, the third. And it just brought in all like people that I know for years. And I went Christmas shopping early. I was like, oh, really? Yep. Bye, goodbye, goodbye. And then people try to come at me in other ways, because I got another page on Facebook and oh, you're so fucked up. Oh, you poets are full of shit.
Hey, La Bruja. Real quick, you know what I did? I went on to the real Donald Trump on Facebook, and people that's on your friends list will show up. I was like, oh shoot.
I mean, I'm talking about people that I've known for decades, and I just was like, you know what? There's no excuse. There's no there's no accepting the unacceptable at this point.
True that.
There's no way you could be in alignment with someone like that as your leader and tell me that you believe that Black Lives Matter, that you believe in women's rights. You know, I was like, you're a walking contradiction. You should just, it's a very interesting read. It's a very interesting read. People coming at me all kinds of ways, but no, we ain't having it. We ain't having it. But thank you. I loved your haiku too. Powerful stuff, all of it. Philip Curtis, aka Midnight. Everybody's bringing their A game tonight. Ooh, yep, Christmas chopping early, honey. Christmas chop, chop, chop. And because of that knowledge of what gaslighting does and projection and all of that, because of my knowledge of narcissistic abuse, I was unfazed. Now let's go with Rose Gold Poet. Under the name Jennifer Yancey, yo. Let's unmute her.
There I is.
Yes. Hello, darling.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm with that fly. I was like, Team Mocha. How are you? What you gonna do for us tonight? What's going on? Where's your mind at tonight? Let us in.
Two quick pieces. Since there's so much talking about narcissism and gaslighting, and a friend of mine here is dealing with a narcissistic ex, so that inspired me to pull up two poems, one from his voice and one from mine. So here you go. I'm not done with you. You cut me off at every turn because I can't seem to get a clue. I don't appreciate you not granting me access to your life while I'm trying to persuade you that your life is not a life without me. When I know that you had no life with me, but I'll conveniently gloss over that fact. So what? I brought your spirits down, drained your positive energy and your pockets. That I didn't care if I inconvenienced you, made you uncomfortable, made you flat out unhappy. In the end, it was all about me getting what I wanted because it was all about me. Yes, I'm incredibly insecure. I invented things in my head because I needed my ego to convince me that you're doing something, someone. I needed to make it true. I needed something to justify my state of perpetual delusion. You didn't have to block my number. So I can't just call your landline if I found you on your business Facebook page. It's public domain. I can call it if I want to. There's no such things as boundaries, so I'm not invading your personal space. So how could I be uninvited and therefore unwelcome when it's open to everyone? You blocked me all over social media, it seems, but you haven't the right to protect yourself from my random invasions or to be happy because your happiness doesn't involve me, nor is it a result of me. If I can't reach you, how am I supposed to manipulate your kindness to advance my agenda? So I will not adhere to your get gone and stay gone warning. I just don't listen because I'm too busy telling everyone else how wrong you are for calling me out just to extract sympathy. Because my response to all things you don't like was always to keep doing them. My smile disgusts you. Behind it all is the denial of my dynamic deception. Another example of a weak mama's boy who hides behind the church. As porn seeps through my eye gates, I continuously manipulate myself and demand threesomes. I don't understand how you think I'm so corny, so juvenile, so self-absorbed. If you don't come to your senses, I'm just going to have to gift myself to someone else. The hardships that I put on you, don't you understand that that's what love is all about? That was me. Your smile does disgust me. Crazy to say, huh? Especially considering one smile is supposed to be one of his or her premier attributes. And in a past life, that was actually one of the main things that attracted me to you. Had I known then what lie behind that smile, was a downpour of insecurity, selfishness, duplicity, manipulation, lack of accountability, gaslighting, and an overactive imagination, I would have run faster than Usain Bolt. Or would I? Wow, I guess not. Like a dummy, I would stand my ground for a stretch of time, then allow myself to be suckered right back in. Notice I said I allowed myself. I own my folly. I do apologize for leaving you with the feeling the second time I took you back that I actually wanted to be with you. Perhaps all I wanted was to say that I belonged to someone, even if that someone wasn't worth a minute of my time. I take responsibility for not loving myself enough to stick by my convictions and not allow you back into my life, which you contributed nothing to. Of all the things I shouldn't have let you touch, second to my person would be my pockets. You're probably reading this daring not to like or follow this page because you know if I see you, I'll just block your ass like I did on every other social media platform you tried to stalk me on. What the fuck is wrong with you, you raging narcissist? Yes, the word narcissist, like the words toxic and triggered, are given out nowadays like candy or coronavirus. But in this case, it's true. All the symptoms were there, yet it would be years before I knew that mixed together, they identified by an actual name. At times I think it wasn't really your fault, and actually the sort of you didn't ask to have. But I'm like, nah, F that. I can't forgive you, for you know what you do. These asinine hypothetical questions, the quickly trying to turn the tables on someone confronting you about you, the constant demand for threesomes, the insistence on watching porn like I'm supposed to be jealous of you getting off on watching this nasty bitches. But the biggest contravention of all was your abuse of the L word, conveniently pulled out of the air when you needed something. No sincerity behind it. Woe be unto those who take advantage of a kind heart. It would truly be pitiful if you recognized I was talking about you. That would mean you've come to grips with what you are. But being the raging narcissist you are, you'll probably think that's some sort of victory. The self-absorption that still possesses you allows you to believe the lie that you still have the right to access my life. You can't stand for me to achieve happiness in and because of your absence. Get some help and get the fuck out of my life. I want you to eat, just not at my table. Did I mention your smile disgusts me? Thank you.
Wow, Rose Gold Poet. Yo, the theme of the night, because everybody is seeing the truth. We're seeing it. We're seeing these patterns. And the thing is that they are not going to change. They don't take accountability. They always deflect, project. It's a sickness. And you know, one of like the scariest images is a person like that smiling in the dark. Like that, to me, like a smile like that is just like the devil. Thank you, Rose Gold. Let everybody know how to follow you and your wisdom.
You can find me on Facebook at Rose Gold Poet, 2 words, and on Instagram at Rose Gold Snap.
Yes, because that's what you're making us do. Snap, snap, snap. Another person I cut off, they put up an image of the police officer that killed George Floyd because they released him and was like praising this police officer. And just, I was like, oh, yeah, bye, 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 block, 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 block. And it felt good. It felt so motherfucking good. All right, so here we go. You got it, because they, you know, if they're not going to change and they're not going to recognize it, well, they can't have you. They can't be around you. Now let's go with Zanisha Perkins.
Hello.
Hi. Did I say your name correct this time?
Yes. Good. You said it right the first time.
Oh, good. I want to make sure that I do. It's great to see you again.
I said I was gonna come back, so I have to be a woman of my word.
Yes, I love that. Be a woman of word and a woman of your word.
Well, I made it. And I love the theme because that's kind of what I'm on this month. All the purple, Domestic Violence Month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Rainbow Baby Month, just all of it, all of them. So I have 2 poems I'm gonna do. And I got some constructive feedback, said that I should slow down. So I'm gonna attempt to slow down, but forgive me if I don't. The first one is called I Don't Swim in the Sea, SEE. I ride the waves of responsibility, can't let the current make a wreck of me. My highs and lows, I coast the shores, knowing the tides will change inevitably. But it stings, the salt to my focus. I can hear the ocean, it rings, calling me to dive deep. Rolling the rip, I think I might sink too far from the surface, and I can't breathe. The pressure weighing in heavy, the water starts to freeze, my energy depletes, so fades my struggling with the lack of oxygen. I can't defeat, the light dims, and I want to sleep. I can't die. They need me. They won't eat, a place to sleep, provide their needs, watch them grow, help them learn, see them succeed. I plead for the surface to be in reach. I weighed the depths of responsibility, experienced the wrinkles on my hands and feet, allowed the surface to be my reality, knowing there's more than what you may see, not bothered by the current in the midst of it, the sprays from the oceans, just the gist of it. My highs and lows bring me back to the shore, knowing the tides will change eventually. That's the first one. And the second one is, I'm not gonna give a disclaimer. It's called Mirrors and Windows. I'm gonna try not to get emotional. All right. I remember a time when the reflection would be shining as light bounced off the mirror from the windows to the wall. Bleached down and squeaky clean, the bathroom was a beautiful place in the fall. Ivory porcelain on the bathtub, the sink in the stall. I remember party nights, jazzing up my image, thinking I could have it all. My 5'6" frame on the outside, but inside I was 20 feet tall. Until the day the mirror shattered. Glass was everywhere, cuts and bruises to my hands and feet, and shards were in my hair. The person who I pictured I am was no longer there. Red handprints on the white tub, on my knees, and you didn't care. I remember the day it shattered. I loved you with a figurine heart, crystallized and fragile. I remember you threw it through the glass window as if it didn't matter, waiting the agonizing 20 seconds until it splattered. Wrapped in the shower curtain, hopes to shush the chatter. I was battered, brown eyes, brown skin, tears streaming, both tattered. The bathroom was a cold place in the winter, afraid to walk in bare feet in fear of splinters. Cardboard now covered the windows. The wind seeps through and frosts the mirror, red handprints, tangled curtains, sweeping up the pieces of me. I remember the screams, could hear it down the hall, into the bedroom and under the sheets, howls that laid in the pillow beside my children's head while they sleep. I remember a time when the reflection would be shining. Somehow that's the only memory I tend to keep. No more mirrors, no more windows, just peace. I broke free and there's 100 other women just like me. Take my advice, sweep up the pieces and leave, please.
Yes. Tanisha, wow. Loved it. The flow was beautiful, very powerful. Thank you for sharing that and giving those encouraging words. Pick up those pieces and leave. People are asking, are you published? They want those poems and words. So let everybody know where to follow you.
I'm not on any social media sites. I am dealing with a stalker and I have gone rogue from all social media outlets because I can't take it anymore. So I have Facebook, but it is private. I don't even think you can send me a friend request. So So yeah, that's why I said I'm gonna try and make it back. And I did.
you. Thank you. Thank you. May the universe keep you safe. Mm. Thank you so much for sharing that. Oh my goodness. Tonight is so powerful. Wow. I hope to see you again soon.
Thank you. I will. I'll be back. I promise.
Okay. Now let's go with Unmesh. Yes, he has returned.
Hi, La Bruja. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. Nice to see you again.
Thank you, La Bruja. Thank you, La Bruja.
All the way from India, yeah?
Yeah, all the way from India. Let me add some spice to the tonight show.
Yes.
So yeah. So the first poem is about silence. Sometimes I feel silence can be as violent as violence. So this is about silence. Deafening silence of aloofness, loud screams of the soul, the hush and sush of the mind, stifle and muzzle of the body, acts of silence are sins of suppression, crimes of the quiet, wrong or right, me alone in the journey of seeking peace, from silence to tranquility, and clamor to calm, and clamor to calm. This was the first one about silence. Second one is about we always think what people will say, what will they think about me. Okay, so I'm just trying to do some experiment over here. Hope you'll like it. Who are they? What they want? What they want? What are they? Stop their rant. Why they chant? Respect scant. Stop, I say. They go on and on. Leave me, free me, release me from their clutches. Me filled with glitches, demons in mind. Nothing but is fine. Refuse to bend and mind. My smile still so kind. Why they control? Why they punish? Why are they powerful? Why are they beautiful? Am I nothing? Am I fading? Refuse to slack. I will be back. Refuse to slack. I will be back. Mark my words. Note the time. I will be fine. History will remind. That was the second one. Can I go with one more?
Go with one more. Okay.
Yeah. Peter Patter rain, cool breeze. This is about college days or the hostel room. Peter Patter rain, cool breeze reminds days gone. Hostel room, scattered book, drenched friends with umbrella in hand, hot piping tea, laughter, heartbreaks, futile arguments, fist fights. Rain stopped. Back is the mundane, drab reality. Rain, come again to pen songs in vain. Thank you.
Unmesh. Thank you so much for sharing your beautiful poetry and passion. You definitely added the spice to the night. Many blessings to you.
Thanks a lot, La Bruja. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for giving me an opportunity.
Mwah, I love it. Yes. Okay, let's keep it going, keep it flowing, because we got a lot of poets to go. And who do we have next? I see Dane has entered the room. Let me see if we have time at the end to bring you in. But right now, we're going to go with Jenna.
Hi. I know it's been a minute. School has been a lot, but
good to see you.
Good to see you too. I've been keeping up with you on Instagram. You've been living your best life. Good for you. Yes, I'm so happy for you. And actually, I really had to I had to come here, because I was like, wow, I've been starting to write prose, and I was like, the Advocate's gonna be mad if I release prose on Monday. So that's why I'm here today. So I have a new prose piece. For those of you guys,
take it away, Jenna.
For those of you guys who know me, I only write poetry. And this is a prose piece. It's called Bless You. Just like some background context, I went to an Islamic school for all of elementary and kindergarten and partial middle school. So this is one of those stories, and it's called Bless You. I don't want to wear this anymore. It's not even prayer time, screamed Marwa. She was always complaining about how itchy her scarf was on her neck. I wonder why her mom hadn't just bought her the flowy scarf that all the other girls had. I was perfectly fine with my crisscrossed Tunisian one piece as a standout. Miss Kabood had reached Marwa's desk and began to fold the piece of fabric that touched her neck in order for the safety pin to stop pressing against her throat. She looked at Marwa after finishing with her coffee-stained smile and received a head nod of approval. This signal led her to the front of the room. Class, as you can probably tell, we have a brand new student, she announced, while her words led the class's gaze towards the boy sitting across the table from her. The skeleton child sat in the chair as everyone's eyes met him. With long, mishmashed, dirty brown hair and dangly arms, his mere appearance led all the girls into a storm of giggles. He was the new shiny toy for our small class's disposal, and the excitement was unconcealable. Dawood, why don't you come up here and introduce yourself, Miss Kabood instructed. The little boy managed to stand up and make his way into the front of the classroom, followed by the class's eyes. When he reached the front of the whiteboard next to Miss Kabood, he took a deep breath in order to prepare what he would choose to let us know about him. Hello, everyone. My name is David, and my parents are from Afghanistan. I used to go to public school, and I like drawing, he said, as he traced his nerves with his foot, not daring to look up from his sneakers. Miss Kabood had thanked him for the introduction and welcomed him to our class. She resumed the class by instructing us to pull out our I Love Islam textbooks and pencils. As we began to push through the pages of our textbooks, I glanced up at him and gave him a comforting smile. I felt as if I had offered some words of comfort. Maybe he would feel as if I just wanted him for my entertainment. I'm sure my presence in silence was a reassurance to him. As we began to solve our Islamic word search, we decided to take turns looking for specific words on the extensive list that was now our designated task. We started by selecting distinct letters in the words, and we began shifting vertically and horizontally, and finally diagonally through the puzzles in hopes it would suit our desired word. We exchanged answers as we found them and made our way through the list, crossing them as we continued. Soon, the room goes nearly silent, with nothing but the sounds of our pencils scribbling against the textbooks. Abruptly, a sneeze is heard across the room, and our heads don't move as we all mumble Alhamdulillah, which translates to thank God. Among our silence, Dawood/David clearly enunciates the words, bless you, just as Miss Kabood looks up from her desk. She begins to nervously huff and puff till she musters the words, who said that? No one responds, so she takes this as an opportunity to repeat herself. I said, who said that? The entire class's eyes land on the poor boy as he begins to crumble from their stares. Marwa takes this as an opportunity to open her mouth and clarify. It was the new kid. Miss Kabood sighed of relief as she said, it was
Wait, that last line got it paused. Say that the last two. Yep.
Oh, Miss Kabood sighed of relief as she said, it's okay. We'll teach him better for next time.
All right. Jenna, thank you so much for that. Thank you for joining. And I hope that, your studies go well. I know it cannot be easy doing everything that you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Much
yes. Love. And if you guys want to follow my work, you can follow me at Jenna's Poems with a Z at the end. I'll also put it in the chat. Oh, I'm sorry. The school Wi-Fi is not that great.
No, everything. It was just at the very end that it froze. But thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Thank you for closing it out. Thank
you so much, Ruha.
Great to see you, sweetheart. Awesome, Jenna. Jenna stands for genius in another language. All right, let's go with my girl Rosalind in the Boogie Down Bronx. Through her big brown eyes, you're gonna see.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. So my piece that I'm about to recite, I did on a Monday, but fuck it, it's Thursday, right? So Let's get it. It's called When You Say All Lives Matter. When you say all lives matter, it's like wearing white to someone else's wedding because it's your favorite color. Or like removing flowers from someone else's grave to put them on your loved one's headstone because they died too. It's like mentioning your accolades in someone else's eulogy because you wrote it. It's visiting a hospice center, asking patients for their most prized possessions to give to you one day soon. When you say all lives matter, it implies that we're equal. If that is so, we'd all agree that this is pure evil. Why is equality a fantasy? Better yet, our biggest fallacy. Systemic racism pollutes our police departments. It is our undying generational curse. What is worse, no one cares that the numbers are climbing, that our people are dying. Wake up, America, our people are dying. Speaking of numbers, Eric Gardner said, I can't breathe 11 times. That's one time too many. Trayvon Martin, a 17-year-old, shot in the chest. His weapons, Skittles and iced tea. 15 is how old Alton Sterling's son was when he had to prepare for his father's funeral. More Black lives living, a lot less murals. George Floyd had a knee to his neck for about 8 minutes and 46 seconds because he needed a flat line so Derek wouldn't feel threatened. 7 bullets fired at Jacob Blake as his back was the only thing that cops faced. Breonna Taylor was shot 8 times in her slumber. And yet we dare to wonder why rage is the roaring thunder that echoes from our hearts, out of our mouths. And violence is considered the only way out because peace isn't working. And dismissed are we that plead to end this insanity. So think twice before you say or type that all lives matter. If justice is colorblind, then why are we claiming blue lives matter, fools? If all lives matter, then Black lives matter too. And that's it.
Yes. So many people want that poem on YouTube, in print, everywhere. Brilliant.
I'm gonna put it up on my website. I've been stalling like hell.
Love it. I love the whole imagery. Oh my God, so true, so real. Yeah. The person that I cut out today put that bullshit up, and I was just the same person that put up the police officer that killed George Floyd, and touting him a hero. Thank you, Roz. Much
Gotta
love.
get rid of the garbage.
Got to.
One by one.
Awareness, awareness, awareness. Okay, we're gonna keep it going, keep it flowing. We're almost at 11 o'clock, and let's go with Paul. Con queso. What's up, Paul? Where you at, Paul?
Chilling, Bruja. Just in Jersey, doing Jersey things.
Yeah.
So speaking of doing Jersey things, I'm gonna give like a real quick plug, but then I'll drop the link and all the details after I read my 2 pieces. But this coming Wednesday, the 14th, my school and the Nuyo are joint hosting an event called the Latinx Heritage Hybrid Show, where we're gonna have about 15 Nuyorican poets, hosted by this wonderful magic witchy woman, La Bruja. She's gonna host. Advocate's going to be reading. Just all the names you could think of are going to be reading. So just slide through. I'll leave the Zoom address. If you don't follow me on IG, you can find all the details there too. But it's going to be really fucking lit. And then afterwards, my students are going to jump on an open mic and blow everybody's mind. So I got you guys. I'm going to post the link. Just stay tuned. So I wrote 2 shorter pieces, which is not really like me. I'm always like episodic and shit and way too long. So I'm gonna give this a try. This first one was inspired by all of the acronym poetry that Bruja be sharing. So I decided to write to give my own try at an acronym poem, and hopefully it makes sense. It's called PCP. Pop culture poets penning cacophonies potently parentless children of poverty, pulling in commas, period, putting cadavers in parentheses, pushing calloused palms. Pussies cultivating power post-climax phase. Patriarchies cannot procreate. Pop, chew, pills, past coffins placidly, politics of careless presidents peddling chloroxaquine por putos pal carajo pendejo. Provocation creates paranoia. Prevaricating chaos prophecies. Please collectively pray. No more pulses, parklands, columbines, Pyrrhic cost of psycho times, pre-Columbian patricide, pirates coercing populace, police condoning paroxysm, patricide, con permiso, pull clay, pigeon, shoot. Please continue partying, pero we cannot pause. People combined create panacea. Peacemakers cannot procrastinate lest we lose ourselves in hallucinations of choice. Red or blue pill, pixie or angel dust. Either way, you die. All right, so that's the first. And the second piece is called When Reality TV Becomes Reality. With him, we mistake reality for entertainment, misplace the idea that presidential debates or states of the union are not supposed to be ratings grabs, mid-season sweeps, or shock and awe fuck car crash must-see TV. What we witnessed on our screens last week was the penultimate clusterfuck. He and his cult of personality, sicker than Kellyanne on TV, or Chris Christie with Krispy Kreme. A narcissist such as Tiny D will do whatever he can to garner attention, sponge praise, absorb admiration like Michael Scott, whether it's his machine gun tweets or wheeling around the hospital honking at the non-infected, beyond essential military personnel, driving by throngs of onlookers, super spreading pathogens just as he does, misinformation. A week ago, we found ourselves wishing, waiting for his impending expiration. That chick Corona turned from heel to face quicker than Stone Cold Steve Austin stunning Vince McMahon. And even the WWF seems more reality-based than a man who rebuilt his bankrupt reputation from a scripted reality show. And now we know. He prefers things to run, how he prefers things to run, grabbing cast members, crew, and all of America's most vulnerable by their metaphorical clan. But, you know, the power is in our hands to overcome this virus of ignorance. The only thing we need to do is vote. So he doesn't get renewed for season 2. We must do everything in our unified human capacity to ensure that this reality show gets canceled for good come November 3rd.
So giving that fuego.
I try.
What?
Hey.
And you know that I love acronyms. You know that I love acronym poems. You started with the acronyms and my hair's just stood up. And then that's
yeah, I mean, like I was digging deep into the archives of like the dictionary letter P. It's hard. It's such a poetic challenge. Like it took me out of my comfort zone, which I always appreciate, you know, for somebody who's always absorbed in the world of poetry to do something outside of my comfort realm. It was really refreshing to me. So I thank you for that because, you know, I took the inspiration from you. So
you smashed it.
All right, y'all. So I'm gonna share the link to the Latinx hybrid show happening next Wednesday at 8. And if you want, you can follow me on IG at Paul Con Queso if you want to have a direct view of all that. All right, y'all. Thank you, Bruja.
Paul Con Queso. And thank you. I look forward to hosting the event on Wednesday. Yep, I put that on my page too, La Bruja NYC. I got the flyer up there. Get all that information. Follow. Okay, now we're gonna go with Monica Berger. Where's my girl, Monica? Where you at, honey? Metronome in the building.
Yeah.
With the shoe game that be killding. I don't know, I made that word up. That's poetic license. Oh, okay. Yes. Got the comfy Adidas. I got Adidas on too.
Nice. Oh.
In alignment. How are you?
Very good. Thank you. How are you doing?
Good. Great to see you as always.
Good. So good to see you. I'm so happy for you that you're in your home.
Thank you.
Very cool.
What you gonna do for us? Love the earrings.
All right. Oh, thank you. So new shit.
New shit.
And I'm so happy it goes with the whole theme. I freaking love it. So We're all on the same wavelength. I love it. All right, thank you.
See y'all coming at me. Michael Rose. I ain't gonna quit. The greats take over. I ain't giving up. We soldiers. I don't care what y'all say. We never back down. It only make me stronger when you put me down. You're doing me a favor when you push me round. Cause every time you knock me down, I get stronger and stronger. Every time you knock me down, I get stronger and stronger.
Devil, you came to cast war against my soul, but Jah himself sent me, the perfect wolf in sheep's clothing, to pose as my love, soulmate if you will, to train me so I will always know my foe, to ultimately win the victory. The conquering lion of a tribe called Judah shook my house and warned me of the bloodshed outside my home, showed me that the alarm was set as the duppy was still inside up in the attic. Defeat does not exist in this dojo. I will not be brought down by the ghost of my past. I will not allow you to crash my pad. No squatters allowed. You may not hunker down. No illegal dwelling. This is not a flop house. You will honor my temple and get the fuck out. I've been under intense spiritual training ordered by the Duppy Conqueror to win the ultimate warfare. So when trigger happy Satan uncocks his gun, he will be shooting blanks in my bulletproof chest. There will be no handle to hold on to, no weaknesses embedded in my soul. So when I'm up against the ropes, there will be no skeletons in my closet for the heathen to reveal. You have nothing on me and you never will. Finally standing firm in my truth, no monsters or villains can scare my spine. They no longer have power over my mind. I'm protected by the high spirit, powered by victory. I've gone rogue against the status quo. There will be no more bloodshed, no more crying, no more fussing and fighting, no grip on my skin, no more insecurities to get the upper hand on me. You have lost, Duppy. You can test me every which way, but you will lose. My personality of positivity is my protection. You better duck when I whip my cloak of joy over my back, blocking the knives thrown at it. My gut of steel rings the bell to my brain. Let me know who to trust and who to stay clear of. My skin will literally crawl when I get too close to the beast, so his dirty claws will never get a hold of me. You will not feast on me. I am not your prey, vampire. My blood is not your juice. You will not feed off me, parasite. That's not my place. No more bloodshed, no more crying, no more fussing and fighting, no grip on my skin, no more insecurities to get the upper hand on me. You have less, Duppy. You can test me which way, but you will lose. My personality of positivity is my protection. You better duck when I whip my cloak of joy over my back, blocking the knives thrown at it. My gut of steel rings the bell to my brain. Let me know who to trust and who to stay clear of. My skin will literally crawl when I get too close to the beast, so his dirty claws will never get a hold of me. You will not feast on me. I am not your prey, vampire. My blood is not your juice. You will not feed off me, parasite. No more creeps draining me. It's not your fault that you have no life force of your own, and I'm not the one that will give you my vein. You walk amongst us posing like you're normal, but I see the ogre behind your smug eye and many identities. I know that broken soul. It doesn't matter what name you use to hide behind. The Banshee will always howl, telling me who you be. Bald-headed narcissist fool, Mr. Chatterbox, hypocrite, dastard, beast, brute, imp, troll, rogue, scamp, bumba clot, flea, blood clot, goblin, gremlin, ghoul, poltergeist, shade, python, snake in the grass, serpent, phantom, shadow, Beelzebub, Lucifer, old Nick, boogeyman, bugbear, hobgoblin, demon, fee, monstrosity, ghoulie. I knock you off my shoulder once and for all, and I will never turn my head and listen to your saccharine-laced talk again. I no longer play the bad card and sleep with the nightmare. No more enemies reside inside of me. Go on, I will not scuffle with the adversary. Natty dread shuffle.
Man, wow, that was like an exorcism, boo. Woo!
Sorry, I got off.
Yo, your self-empowerment poems on the playlist. Somebody's requesting it. All of them.
Thank you.
Monica, Metronome, Burger.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having this platform. It saves my life, so thank you. It gives me strength.
Believe me, you give me strength. All of you, all of this whole, our vibe,
Seriously.
everything that we do, all of this, you have no idea. Oh my gosh, it feeds my soul. It really does. Thank you. Mwah.
Well, the feeling is mutual. I love you. Have a safe trip home. Thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart. I'm gonna be here one more week, so next
good.
Thursday, I'll be here still, and then I'm
Enjoy.
coming home. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sending you power, vibes, power Puerto Rico vibes, because we need it over here too. Femicide over here is ridiculous. The way the trans community is treated over here is just, oh my gosh. A girl got shot 50 times just yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
So fucked up.
It's wild, wild. Okay, but Dane came into the room, so we're gonna let him close out and give him his chance to do his poetry and take his slot. So Dane, let's hear what you got. Let's unmute you. Make sure. Yep. Nope. It muted again. The walking Dane, Paul calls you. There you go.
All right. Don't you stay. Let's see. Yeah, this is. Yeah, I'll just read it, and there's some subtle stuff in here. So anyway, in Jumbo's clown room, the dancing is vacant, bored, chatter, interesting. Ha! Floating acoustic tile ceiling, irony in a strip mall. I'm here on business, bad business, ready for the worst. Rah runs this rub joint. She knows guys who know guys. I'm not saying they're wise or not. It's a job out in Bel Air. The wall's thick, high. We need inside. She's good at it, good at lying. If that isn't what she really does for a living, then go ask Crow to explain it. That's what he does. It's just a living. Sets everything straight, keeps the books in pen, makes no mistakes. If you're crooked, does it matter how? How crooked is too crooked, too much? Are you crooked just a little, like a smile? Or, yeah, how now, brown cow? Deep and wide like the Hudson? If you lie for a reason, if you steal for a reason, a good reason to make it better for someone else, someone in need, who's to say what then? So, you take something. Take something of value from your father's house. He owed it to you anyway. The old man lied to you and your husband, stiffed you on the wedding gifts, even when your man did everything he was asked. The old man hunted you down to Chicago. He searched the place, came up empty-handed. You hid the goods, sitting pretty, hiding the loot. Stand up, the old guy says. You blinking, Daddy, I'd love to help, but it's my time of the month. Storming out, nothing blankety blank, slamming the doors off the hooks, he, the old man, did. Scramming you and your husband out west to the coast. It was burnt toast, the stolen loot left behind, lost, the golden ticket to bliss. After 6 meekly weak drinks, I can't remember how it ends. Maybe there was a nation built. My contact never shows. I stumble out of the heat into the hotter hell. Even when I'm drunk, I can't get no relief. Smog, summer, hot LA, most days, always. It's the story of Rachel as accounted for in the Bible. So, and film noir kind of stuff.
I appreciate it. Thank you for explaining and sharing and interpreting in your way. You brought the crossbow and shot it, and thank you. I want to thank everybody that came on tonight. Thank you for everybody that's watching. I love all of you. I'm so grateful for you. I'm sending you energy. I'm sending you love, a big hug. I'm so grateful for everything that we do here. You guys are amazing. Keep shining, keep writing, keep creating. It's the best energy ever. It's the closest to being God. It's like godly. Yeah, that frequency is tapping into the universe when you create. So don't you ever stop. And any of you in the closet poets, get into it, do it. Get that journal, write it all down, fill it up with gibberish if you want, but do something. Get it going, get it flowing. I love you guys. I will see you next week. It has been a pleasure. Janet, I promise that I want to hear that little girl do that poetry, that 11-year-old girl. I'm with you. Bill Katz, thank you for watching with your cat. I see you. Renes Cruz, I see you. Joski C, you know, I got love for Joski C. Paul, Monica, thank you. Luciana, I see you. James, I'm sorry you was on the waiting list, couldn't hear you tonight, but Lee, thank you. Thank you, Frank, Ani, The Withdrawn, Nick, all of you, Midnight, everybody, all of you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Mwah.